right? I mean, let's get perspective. I mean, since March of last year, the Fed has hiked the benchmark interest rate 10 consecutive times, right? In an effort to cool demand and bring down inflation. What's interesting is we're seeing inflation coming down. We probably did hit the peak at 9.1, but I'm not sure it's cooling demand. That's the challenge. Just before the Commerce Department data was released on Friday, markets had the probability of a Fed pause, so not having any rate increase in the month of June, at 54.2%. So odds on they weren't going to raise the rate. And that was according to CME FedWatch. A little more than an hour later, after that news came out, those odds shifted to a 58.5% probability of a quarter point rate hike. So, yeah, I think this news is actually going to put pressure on the Fed to have to continue to raise rates. And we know that that's having all sorts of different impacts across the economy.
Homes, you're starting to see that percentage change. Matter of fact, in April, new single-family home sales were about 14% of total sales nationwide. And typically, they account for less than 10%. So that's a pretty strong indicator that, home builders are, as you would expect, taking advantage or getting the advantage of overall low inventory, right? If you're one of the product options, and as a new home you would be, and there's less total options, that's to your advantage. By the way, it's also to the advantage of those existing homes that are coming on the market. And we're seeing that happen with still multiple offers for well-priced homes and the average price actually ticking up, right? So it's an advantage to all the inventory that's available, and these home builders are a recipient of that advantage.
Well, there's no doubt. I mean, if we go back pre-pandemic to May of 2019, we're seeing the national inventory of single-family homes is down more than 50%, right? And that's going to be the driver of this. Unfortunately, and I wish it were true, we'd love to see the builders bring on more inventory. And yet they're still struggling with labor and with supply.
Some states were up almost double digits in their average price point. By the way, 43 states, the price increased, the average price increased. So out of 50, that's a pretty high percentage, but it means that in 7, it actually didn't or went down. So you got to pay attention to your local market. My prediction, though, Bruce, is that unless something dramatically changes, again, I hate using the word prediction, but something's going to have to dramatically change with interest rates or dramatically change with the inventory that's coming to market in order for prices to move much. You've got this low inventory in general that is going to keep prices pretty steady and potentially even increasing, like we're seeing slightly, even though demand is overall down compared to the last several years because of higher rates. Until you get much, much, much more inventory to help drive prices down, and we're not seeing any indication that that's going to happen dramatically, then you're going to have at least a kind of a steady average price point, if not slightly increasing. My prediction, quote unquote.